So, hi everyone. I'm here today with these two guys, Jakub and Adam. They are two young folks who started their own company when they were just 15, I think you said.
Yeah.
I met them a couple minutes ago, so I let them introduce yourself. So, what do you guys do, or what's new? You can talk about it.
Yeah, so Noove is a company we founded because we lacked some kind of approach towards students. So like all of our pain points are solved by the company, but we actually met when COVID started, and basically our first project. Jakub is, the genius who knows all the tech stuff, and I'm more of the manager.
So, you do the talk.
I do the talk, you do
Okay.
the work.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be like that. Yeah, we met in Microsoft's training center, which is like a program for students where where we were taught different technologies and so on. And Adam had this. I was just working on technology, but Adam had this mindset of connecting people, and he was great at talking to people, which he then used when COVID came.
Yeah, because before that I was only doing like extreme sports like sailing,
What do you mean?
sailing, slope style, like bikes, skis, and everything. And then when COVID started, everything just closed up. Like we did not even have lessons in school.
Yo, so you were bored.
Yeah.
So you
extremely.
started a company
Yeah,
because
like I was already top 70 in Call of Duty in Europe.
okay.
Yeah,
And
well,
that's-
he peaked. He
Yeah,
peaked.
I peaked, and my mom, came and she was like, "Well, you should stop with this because it's taking up 12 hours of your day and you don't do anything else." And that's when I started thinking, like, how can I connect all of these people from Microsoft, from the training center, and actually make some impact? And that's when I approached Jakub, and we made the first crisis web for the whole of Slovakia. So all the teachers, students, parents, and everyone connecting to school systems used it to get the latest information on Slovakia and its COVID restrictions, which was cool.
Yeah. Well, when I came into this program, I was at a point where I already was coding from 12 years old. I was working with electronics from when I was 9, so I had a lot of experience with technology. But I didn't really collaborate with people, and Adam showed me the power of a team. So after we did this project with 15 people, we did something which I never could have done alone, because we had designers, we had programmers, and so on, and we created something big, which tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people were using, some of them on a daily basis. So we said we want to continue doing this.
Yeah, and that's where the idea started. Imagine what 15-year-old people can achieve while they are bored at home. And so why not give them the chance to do it, on the full power?
Yeah, and how did you two guys become friends? You just texted each other, or what was the point of?
Sort of,
Yeah, we just worked a lot, and we still do. It's like for the past 3 years, we've seen each other more than we saw our families. And I mean, we just work on stuff, and that's great. It's connecting the whole team and the two of us, because working for like a generic goal that we all see and have together with like a great impact as well is making the best friendships. For example, like we have a project focused on meteorology, and we had a team of 25 students from 5 countries working together online on a small electronic device that measures weather data.
Okay, so you plan to expand your platform to other countries than Slovakia, or you already did?
It's global from the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so what it does is that we connect with big companies from all around the world. Like the latest one was Volvo Cars from Sweden, and we help them innovate their businesses. And we leverage the power of those, young, fresh minds to do so. Because it's crazy how many things these young people can do. Because everything you need to know is on the internet.
Yeah.
Every question that you can imagine having is answered somewhere. and you have all the time in the world. Like there's not gonna be a time where you have more time than being a teenager.
Yeah. And like, what was the biggest hardship that you have experienced during like building your company?
That's a tough question.
There are tons, we have a ton of problems on the regular basis because we develop things, we develop technology, but we also do design, so a lot of creative work, like a lot of stuff just fucks up, we cannot make it perfect. But then we have some longer hardships. So we were just finalizing our investment a couple of weeks ago. It was a several month-long process, which is very difficult, and a lot of people were waiting for it so they can finally, get the salary and so on. But it's still working out.
Yeah, but that's the one thing, getting an investment. You somehow become an employee in your own company, which was kind of tough, to swallow, because you've been working on something for 3 years already. You know all the niche things about the market you work in, and somehow there's this another person who comes in, takes an equity of your company, but at the same time now oversees you if you do all the stuff that you're required to do. But I think one of the hardest things we had to do was, we were like 16.
And we were working on this big project.
Yeah, for the US Navy.
Oh.
And like...
This project, it took like 2 months to complete. We were making a software which generated replacement parts for US Navy ships. And we were
16-year-old kids, yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to imagine that. Like, I'm 16 and I'm like doing this stuff. No, I can't imagine.
And you're still, in your bedroom at your house with your computer on, just like typing stuff down. And there's this lieutenant in the US Navy replying to your emails,
Yes, sir.
but like we try to plan everything out perfectly. We'll finish it 2 weeks before. Okay, well, 2 weeks before came. So we made it 1 week, then 2 days, then 1 day, then everything was finished basically. But then we were just going to write the documentation, and we found out that like it was working only on my computer and no one else's.
And it was like 6 hours before the deadline.
Okay.
It was like 10 p.m. in Bratislava. And the deadline was at like 5 a.m.
Because of like a US time zone thing.
Yeah.
And then, so the whole team came, we were on a call, on Discord call, hanging out,
pizza
solving
at 1
this.
a.m.
So we were solving this issue. And then like, I had big red eyes, and it was like, so we solved the issue probably like 50 minutes before the deadline, but then we still needed to upload it, write the documentation, finish it. And we needed to have a guy in the US who would submit it. Yeah. So we send everything to him to submit it like 1 minute before. He still needed to download it and then upload it and click the button. And like the rules of the competition said, like if you have some internet issues or anything like this, they will not care if you submit it like 1 second later. So we're just like waiting like this on the call to see if he says he made it in time.
I already fell asleep at that point.
So and then he said he did it, and he submitted it exactly 5 seconds before the deadline.
Oh.
And from like 100 international companies or US-based companies that all applied for the challenge.
Yeah, so it was a competition not for students but for big companies.
Yeah, and how did you like manage the pressure that was on you? Like you were 16 at the time. I can imagine
it was fun for us. That's the point.
Yeah, there wasn't any risk, because it wasn't like we didn't have an agreement or anything. So like that's the whole point of these challenges, of these competitions. You don't like sign away to these companies that you will deliver something precise. And if you don't deliver something good, you won't win, but you still earned something. But if you do, then you have a chance to win tens of thousands of euros or dollars or whatever. Yeah. In this case, we won $30,000, which is pretty nice for students.
Yeah. And it was like 100 companies applied, only 13 submitted. and and 16-year-old guys from Slovakia
Made it.
won the challenge.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they had like some issues with it which we needed to resolve in the coming months, but it was cool. It was like the second point we really understood the power that you have with your time, and from that point on it went pretty well. That was the first time actually, like 3 months after that we were first time mentioned in Forbes.
Wow.
Which was crazy for us because it's a big media company and we never knew something like that could happen.
Yeah, like, how did you feel when you like found out, or when they contacted you? Like,
We had
you
a dinner. It was a crazy party of 16-year-old kids.
Oh, what did you do at that party?
It
Or
was a
that-
dinner.
It was a dinner. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Cool.
Yeah.
oh,
And
okay.
I no, next year. So in 2024,
Yeah,
and I
so-
graduated this year. So it's like you have school until like 3 p.m.
Then you go to work.
Yeah,
Then you come to work. Yeah.
And then you have all the calls until like 5 p.m. So you have like 2 hours to make them, and then you work until like midnight or
What
something.
about your free time? Like going on dates or something?
You're
Parties.
you're
with your
basically
friends?
employed at your own company. So whenever you want to do something else, you can, but you still see the effect on the company.
And
So,
it's kind of motivating for you. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but you need to be very responsible, because what I also had for the last couple of years is that I have like this individual plan at my school, so I don't really attend, or basically when I want. Then my parents don't really put a lot of pressure, and I work with my own company, so like basically all my time is very flexible, but I then need to be very responsible with what I do with it.
Yeah, because you can either, invest the time in the company and have a big impact on the project, or you can invest it in the fun time, let's call it, and then your own company is not moving. But the point is, it's something that you created. It's like a little child you need to care about or care for, and nourish it, make it better every day.
So you're like ready for a family life already. And like I asked about the hardships, and what's your biggest power, or your, I don't know, something that's unique about your company, or why do you think companies would like to cooperate with you?
Yeah, so
We have a great team, I would
Yeah.
say. For first, like we are students who all started working with either who are all great at something, at design, at programming, at negotiating
Yeah.
with people. At some people are interested in like data analysis, which can be good for finance, and we had. I would say we put a lot of work into it, but we also had some luck that we met and created this combination of 20 different team members, which we have now, who are all motivated to develop this goal. And we use our experience, which we have with solving these challenges for companies, and we use it to provide projects, but then we also try to push these opportunities to new people.
For example, we have a different team, not really part of our company, creating the new next gen rockets and rocket systems, and we just lend them a lab where they can do it and experiment with it, or just an office space to meet with different people. And what's funny that Slovakia is a small country with not really the best economical situation, but at the same time we have so many young people that are talented. Like we have a 15-year-old girl making, omni moving whatever 3D printing robots,
Okay.
and I don't know. We had a team that made electric cars in high school just for fun, to race them in the city streets. So a lot of cool people meet, and when you create the space where they can grow, it attracts them back.
Yeah,
And
because
that's-
a lot of students leave
Yeah.
Slovakia. Yeah.
and they like the opportunities even internationally. We need to create this community of innovators or doers who really want to change something and make at least some social impact. That's why also our company is more focused on, making some change or showing corporations that you see this 16-year-old girl or guy created a solution that you did not think of in hundreds of years of your service or the last 20. And it's crazy to see their faces, like, for example, Volvo didn't know what's their best parking angle or like how to park their cars more efficiently. And they have 18 factories all around the world, and they create every single minute, each of their factories creates a new car. So it gets really crazy with the numbers.
But I would say there are a lot of people who can create these things. They're hiding in plain sight, sort of, because you don't hear about a lot of these students who are on the cover of Forbes, or like you don't hear about them often, but they are there. They sometimes just don't have the right opportunities, because remember the challenge with the US military. So so at the same time, on the same, like, we founded on like a page for tenders and these competitions, and there was a challenge for these companies, the one we solved, and we could win $30,000. But then there was a different challenge, which was for K-12 students from NASA, and the challenge was to draw a picture of a rover, right? Which, okay,
sounded like pretty simple.
But
Yeah.
it was for our age group, and the prize was that you would get a call with an astronaut. And it's neat and all, but like it shows the difference of the perspective, where they expect they wouldn't even expect the same age group. They give the task to draw a picture of a rover to beat 100 companies in the challenge for making military software.
Yeah, it's like they don't believe young people can do such things.
Yeah, and that's what we want to change. So we want to empower these young people and show the companies, the big companies and the government and the military, that they can work with these people as well.
So we were talking about students leaving Slovakia. You're trying to attract them back. You both are students. What about your student life, your relationships? You go to parties or something? Going on dates with each other?
I mean, we go on dates with each other every day in the office.
It's called a meeting.
Yeah. That's called a meeting. But we also have a term with our friends, because like we have our colleagues from our company who are also our friends, but then we have some friends who do something similar but don't really work for us. So we have this work sessions. So we just go to the office and we work together. That doesn't sound very fun, right? No, but we don't really work. It's like 50-50,
I
right?
just ask about like you going to parties and you talk
Yeah,
about
you
working
mentioned
together.
No.
No, we go to we go to a lot of parties, but it's more or less networking. It's like rationalizing us having fun and drinking, because we always meet someone cool or important. Like last time we met a guy from Mexico who moved to Vienna when he was like 16, studied engineering there and went to high school, and now creates this like, how would you call it?
So like we just met. We were talking to him at the bar with Roy, and he picked up this like 1 centimeter large metal diameter, and he said, "Oh, this is like a speaker for these bone conduction headphones." And so this is the 90th prototype named after me, and we're gonna make 16 million of them. And he's working externally for Apple, actually. So that's the people you meet at the parties. But
So
then
this is how you party, like
well, that
meeting
depends.
people from Mexico and stuff.
Well, sometimes I get a sore throat from explaining a business model, and I need to like scream over the concert. But then I'm also like a techno person.
Yeah.
So I was in Berlin 2 times this year already. So it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
But at the same time, we went to the techno party, but then in the morning we went to like a space manufacturing company and so on. So we like to combine this. Like a lot of my friends who watch me on my socials, they tell me like, Jakub, you only work and party. Like there is no sleep,
like-
no food, no anything. There's just the work and the party.
It's like you either see us in the office or in a club.
And I also seen you on Forbes, 30 under 30.
It was also a party, basically.
Oh, okay. So tell me about
it.
it.
Was multiple parties.
It's like all mixed up together, and somewhere there's Forbes. And
They just give you an award, and then everyone starts drinking.
They drink before too. Right?
Yeah,
yeah, so before, after, and like
In the
during all of
middle,
in the
yeah.
middle. Okay.
yeah. But that's like the fun part of the business,
No, but for real, it was a really good experience, and it's a pretty prestigious award, even for like graduates of universities. But didn't even graduate high school at the
Yeah,
time.
it's like
We were
big
actually
thing.
the youngest in any kind of business category ever in Europe. Maybe there was the one guy that founded Bolt. He's already a billionaire, so
Yeah.
hard to compete with him. But yeah, it was a nice thing. It's more of a getting recognized for your work, as if the award made any sense. Like you don't get paid for it, you don't get any new, business contracts thanks to it. But
It's not like people
Yeah.
were reaching out to us because of it. But then when we go and talk to new people, sometimes like a lot of them have seen it and they're just, oh, I've seen you here, I've seen you here. And it's nice. It gives us some more credibility and it helps the negotiation, but it's not like a magic
gets
thing,
the foot in the door.
Yeah.
I can imagine like being your age, or I'm young too. I'm not that much older than you guys, but it may not be seen, but I am. How do you like manage the feeling that you are 19 in a room full of, I don't know, 40-year-old people? They're looking down on you, like these two young kids sitting there. What did they do? Like
Yeah, I mean, I had this one funny story. I was
another
presenting.
funny story.
I was presenting at a board meeting of I think they're like the 5th biggest software house in Europe. It's like a huge company.
Like tens of thousands of employees.
Yeah. And on the board meeting you have these 20 people all in their 40s, having these prestigious universities and everything, and you just walk there and you're like, "Hi, I'm Adam. Yes, I'm 19, but today I'm going to present to you something that you will pay for." And then you have the presentation, and the feeling of not trusting the 19-year-old always lasts for about 2 to 5 minutes until they understand what we talk about, or until they see that we are not just bullshitting our way through, and see that there is some actual work behind what we're saying. And I think that the integrity and the credibility towards them. Like they see, even though they're 19, they already worked on something for 3 years and are dedicated to make it work. And then the perspective of us being, not really skilled or experienced comes into something different. It comes into, these guys have a fresh perspective that we don't have, that we already lost 20 years ago. Because we are so focused on our tiny little niche space that we work in, that we forgot about this new modern world that is all around us. And that's what we kind of bring into those meetings, and that's where we get them on our side.
Yeah, you're like a breath of fresh air for these people.
Yeah, and we make a lot of fun. They ask us how was our,
That was our class.
18th birthday
graduation,
party.
the prom.
Like today we went to the bank and we were like we were doing some changes with the accounts, and then at the end the lady there asked like about my graduation ribbon. Yeah, like why is this color? So
From the prom night,
Yeah.
like he had a prom last
Yeah.
week, and the woman there sitting was like 60 already, already has grandchildren.
But at the same time, a lot of people are motivated by what we do, right? Because like they always they hear all of our accomplishments and then they always go like, oh, I remember what I was doing when I was 18.
It's
they
a different
always
story.
compare like this, which I don't know, I don't think it's right, but it also gives us a good position, I think. And sometimes even companies invite us to speak for them to like motivate some of their employees and so on.
Yeah, and I think it's about inspiring people to show them that it is possible. You just got to work for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is to like democratize the level, the playing field, right? So we don't care if if these are students or older people. We just want to give them these equal opportunities and let them be treated equally. Because always, also when we talk to someone, we try to talk to them as equals when we talked about something practical, technical, or business-wise, because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, of course, and the people there will always look down on you, but that's why we need to level the playing ground. Because at Noove, it's about the best solution. It's not about your background or history that makes you prestigious. It's really about the product you create that wins you the money.
Yeah, so that kind of leads me to the like final question I have for you. Like, what's new? What do you offer to students? For example, like me, I study at a college, and I don't know, it's not really fun, if you ask me. So, like, I feel you give me also an opportunity to like build myself up, to learn new things. It's like sounds really cool that you are trying to attract young people back kind of to Slovakia, because a lot of students are going abroad to study. So
Yeah, so we basically enable you to solve one single issue in the most creative way you can think of, and build your not even a company, just a team for 2 months, and focus on the current issue that you have in front of you. And it could be anything from intensive care units and a software that visualizes your life data to automatize.
So it can be technology or design or medicine, or whatever, even like some social sciences, so like communication and law.
Or design. It could be really anything. We just want to hear your opinion and your ideas. And there are no strings attached. If you don't like it after a week, you don't have to finish it. But if you make it and you're the best out of all the solvers, you win some really nice cash awards. It starts at 10,000 per project.
that's
Which is,
good motivation for a young folk.
Yeah, it's decent first.
Decent. I mean, yeah, that's great.
And also these problems, they help you understand the market, because you see where your next startup can be or your first company ever, because it's a market insight into the company's problems. Like, for example, with the Volvo, you would never guess that they don't have an autonomous system for the factory. Like, it's crazy that they need 20 people per day to just deliver cars into parking lots. 20 people,
Wow, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah. And they kind of just live with it and pay the high amount of money. I don't even want to know how much it costs. But they can leverage the students, and create a system that would be the first in the world.
And where can students like me find you? Like, if I want to apply or like work with you?
Well, we publish these challenges on our website, which is noove.org. And we also publish them or promote them on our social media, which is at TryNoove and at every platform. And it's not just, we also provide support for them. So it's not just like you have a single sentence of what you can solve. There's the descriptions are pretty extensive. And you can, if you have any problem, you can also talk to us. And we have a lot of people from who can consult in all of these different fields to help you out.
Oh, that's great. Thanks. So
See you soon.
See you soon, hopefully.
See you on the new platform.
Yeah.
See you on the new platform. Thank you, guys. It was a really nice talk, and yeah, I'm looking forward to work with you because I must say you impressed me. So go try Noove. Thanks.